morning, Kingdom Kids. It's your girl Donna the Bee, and I'm back with another video. And today, y'all, I just wanted to chat with God's people. I know y'all, a lot of y'all been like, "Girl, where have you been? Why haven't you been on your channel?" And if I can be completely honest, y'all, my focus has been more on the financial aspect of everything, because I feel like you're not able to really create opportunity or open doors for other people or really help them the way that they need to be helped if if you don't have that, if you're not like a kingdom financer, right? And so because I know that I was called to be one of those, I feel like my focus is going to be more right now on the building the financial part of the kingdom, y'all, because it's so many different aspects to kingdom building. And some of us are kingdom financiers. You know what I'm saying? Even those same few of us can sometimes be not only kingdom financiers but intercessors. Some have the gift of prophecy. Some have the gift of, I don't know what people gifts are. You know what I'm saying? But saying all this to say, right now I feel like God has my focus in one place, so that my thing is, when you have financial freedom and when you have peace, you're able to create more, you're able to be better at what you do, you're able to help more people. Thank you, Josh. I missed y'all so bad on this channel. So I do be on my Donna the Billionaire channel, because on that channel it's not so much of an expectation for me. Hi. I love y'all. It's not so much of an expectation on that side for me. So I'm on that channel a lot more than I'm on this channel. Hey everybody. So the sacrifice I wanted to talk to y'all today about, right, is self, right? Because sometimes, have you ever found yourself trying to battle with yourself about something? Like you telling yourself, hey, look, this don't work for me. But then you still not moving. You're not moving. Like, for instance, counterfeit, so to speak. Do y'all know how many men try to pursue me as if they really my husband for real? It don't make no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. And obedience is so much better than sacrifice, because when God show you red flags and when he show you stuff about people, the longer you allow them to stay in your life, the longer you will be at a disadvantage. It's what a bad thing, Gabrielle. Thank you, everybody, for all of my gifts and everything. I appreciate it. Is that a bad thing? Is what a bad thing, Gabrielle? Smash the like button, hopefully. Men? Oh, is it a bad thing that a lot of men meet? It's not. It's kind of like a double-edged sword, because I know I'm peculiar. I know that I'm rare because I'm a woman of faith, because my intelligence, my spirit, my everything that I bring, I know that is in that sense, it's a good thing, because my light is obviously shining, okay? But it's a bad thing when it comes to So you know when your light shine, it's gonna attract darkness and light, right? Because darkness needs to be exposed to light. So oh no, I guess it's like a double-edged sword, but for me, it's just like I just want the person that God has for me. I prefer not to have to filter through all the counterfeits. Hey, Mississippi. Yeah, I prefer not to have to. I prefer to not have to filter through all the counterfeits because it's just a lot. But that's what I'm talking to y'all about now. Being obedient, because no matter how many counterfeits pursue you, God will show you who is for you. He will show you if they is a wolf in sheep's clothing. He'll show you if they pretending to be calm and kind, but their heart is really evil. He'll show you if this is a person who is in competition with you. He'll show you if this is a person who's trying to do a destiny swap with you. If this is a person who only close to you for proximity, to get a hold of your resources, to get a hold of your influence, to get a hold of your audience. God will show you things about people, and it's in the subtle. It's in the subtle. I'm telling you, it's in the subtle. And I want to just give y'all an example, right? I invited somebody to an event. I invited to somebody to an event that they would have never known about, or even it would have never came across their desk if I wasn't in their life, right? Um when she crying, she definitely lying. You funny, man. I don't know. These women out here so weird. And then my thing is with that, Krishan Rock made it a thing to where just busting out crying is a thing, and now all of the girls is doing it. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Cause first of all, y'all some follow the leader. You know what? This my gospel channel. This my ministry channel. So I'm not gonna curse, even though I don't mind cursing, but I'm gonna keep it clean because I don't know who on here. But anyways, so I invited somebody to an event. You know, the event was phenomenal, and true enough, God has a way of never allowing you to lose. Never allowing you to lose, right? Because the wealth of the wicked is stored up for the righteous, right? So, soon as we left out the event, the person is talking about how if they was there by themselves, how they still would have basically received the information. And it's like, the first thing you could think about when somebody invites you to a life-changing event is how you would have still accomplish certain things if you was there by yourself. But one thing about demonic people, they don't really be knowing how dumb and how stupid they sound. They really don't have no self-awareness. So when they saying and doing dumb stuff that offends other people, they half the time they don't even really know it. They be thinking that they doing something. They don't realize that the mask done fell off yet, basically, right? So saying all this to say this, right? It's people who will stay in your life and do the bare minimum in your life to make it seem like they want to see you do good and they want to see you happy, but it's really a self-benefit. It's really a self-benefit. So, first of all, when people show you who you are, believe them. Second of all, don't be so desperate and don't be so vulnerable that you continue to allow these things to happen. Because how can I invite you somewhere and the very first thing that you think about when we leave out is how you would have grasped the information if you was there by yourself? That just let me know that I opened the door for a snake, but it's okay, because one thing about me is I'm so guarded that the things that are very, very, very near and dear to me, I keep to myself. So no matter what these fake phony people run off with, it's not going to really truly affect my destiny, because when God showed me who you were, I believed them. And now I know I have to protect my destiny from you. This is a conscious thing. Now I know for a fact I have to protect my destiny from you because you came here only to steal, kill, and destroy. Gabriel Jones. Anyways, good morning, Ashley. You just woke up. Hey, Daniel. Big boy asks, why am I still single? But the question is, very pretty lady, I'm from Savannah, Georgia. How about you? Oh, I'm Donna, and I am from Detroit, Michigan. I definitely lived in Atlanta last year. But this year I moved to Florida, and I am going to be running up a bag and moving back to Georgia because I miss it really bad. But anyways, um, yeah, that really sucks, right? Because children of light, our intentions are to uplift and open doors for other people and see other people at their best, the best version of themselves. But everybody don't have that intent. I lived in Ellenwood. What the heck does black have to do with anything? You sound so crazy. Like, how can black women be Christian and support abortion, homosexuality, and trans? Why is it a black thing? All colors be indulging in that stuff, but I don't indulge in none of that stuff. But I'm not here to talk about religion, Christianity, and all that stuff. That's religion. I'm not. God is not about religion. Religion is a cult to keep you controlled. And as a matter of fact, I'm starting to disassociate with religion more and more because I'm seeing, real life seeing, people get up and put on a full facade, go to church faithfully, know the word, and still be evil. Still have evilness in their heart. Still be manipulators. Still be liars. Still be deceitful. Still be consumed by lust. Like, bro, it's so much disgusting stuff that I've been seeing going on in church. I don't even worship. I don't even put no churches on no pedestal no more. What I do put on this pedestal is spiritual principles, laws, kingdom laws. Hi, I'm from North Korea. Hi. Anywho, um, I'm big on kingdom laws, spiritual principles, heavy on the God. Yes, I believe Jesus died on the cross and rose for my sins. I know that Abba is the Father, Jesus is the Son, and there's the Holy Spirit. No, you're not hearing what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, I'm not saying none of that. Either y'all slow or slower than slow. Do I got some slow people on here? If you slow, say I, because it's giving slow. I said I don't deal with religion because it's nothing but control, a cult. That's what I said. I didn't say that you couldn't find scumbags inside and outside of religion because I know that you can. You can find the scum of the earth anywhere you go, whether it be in church, whether it be in a pulpit, whether... No, it's not. It's not false because only religion tell you you can't do this and you can't do that. These are all mere humans. God created us all to do something different, to go in a different place, to go at a different time, to indulge with certain people. And at the end of the day, religion has nothing to do with what God called you specifically to do. Religion is the reason why a lot of people have not reached their full potential, still out here praying the same prayers and broke as a joke because they worried about what sister so-and-so and what pastor so-and-so gonna say about them going overseas to sing R&B when that's what God called them to do and gave them the talent to do. We're not talking about religion over here. We're talking about heavy on the God over here. That's what we're talking about. What is why you don't like God himself? Who don't like God? Y'all slow. It's not true you are being dishonest because of your bias. How does the Bible define religion? Hey, y'all so funny because y'all got the right one today. So anybody who don't know me, I'm Down at the Billionaire. I am who God called me to be. I have many channels, many different things going on, but this is my ministry channel because I love God so much. And sometimes I like to roast people and their mamas. But you know what? Today, everybody who's saying nonsense is the people I'm not going to respond to. If God gave you good sense, I'll respond to you. But anywho, what I was saying was obedience is better than sacrifice. Yeah, you slow. Yeah, you slow. It's you. You slow. I love to call people slow because you slower than slow. That's why you sitting on here on my channel. Ain't got a channel of your own or an audience of your own. And you want to go back and forth with me. That sucks for you. Anyways. Who angry? Y'all is slow. Y'all is slow. Thank you, Scotty, for saying that I'm pretty, but angry where? See, what y'all like is Christians who let y'all beat up on them. Tell y'all anything. Use the word to manipulate y'all. Y'all think that people who believe in God are these soft people that get ran over. Whoop-de-doo, I'm not one of them. Whoop-de-doo, I'm not one of them. I'm who I am. I'm who God called me to be, and I'm not changing that for no religious spirits, no comments on Instagram. But anyway, what I came on here to talk about is how obedience is better than sacrifice, y'all, because a lot of reasons why some of us have not yet reached the full potential. Now, some of us is out doing very well. But when I say reaching the full potential, it's because it's some moments where you're supposed to be focused, but then you might spend it hanging out with some friends that you're not supposed to. It's some moments you're supposed to be focused, but you got this person that's claiming they love you, but they really a distraction sent from the pits of HE double hockey sticks. It's times where God is trying to walk new people into your life and you have counterfeits holding space. Literally, counterfeits holding space. They don't like you. They don't love you. They're not there for you to become the better. They're not there to invest in you being the better version of yourself. They don't want to see you happy without them. The support is not real. Imagine this, right? The same exact person that I told y'all that I invited to the event, and they turned around and made it about how they would have grasped the information if they was by yourself. Imagine this same person Now, the first time I didn't catch it, y'all. I'm gonna be honest, because I love to be honest. Because the reason why I'm on here for a reason. I didn't catch it the first time. The very first time, not the very first time. It's been plenty of times before this, but just recently, I was going to an event, and it was an event for my career. I'm a tax preparer, everybody. Anybody looking to start a tax business, I will surely help you get them racks. But anyways, so I was going to this tax event, and I was just talking out loud about going to the tax event, and then the person ended up sending me the money to go to the tax event. It wasn't even 5 minutes of them sending me the money to go to the tax event that they on this big it's just like, you had so much time to figure out what you wanted to do with your life, and I haven't figured that out yet. And it's like, yo, give me my moment to celebrate. Give me my money, give me my moment to celebrate. True enough, you invested, you donated to me going to the event, whatever the case. Give me my moment to celebrate. How are you making this moment about you? But this is just going to show y'all how the enemy will use people in your life to portray as if they're there to help you. Portray as if they want to see you do good. Portray as if they really want to support you. But the enemy is not really good at keeping a mask on. It always falls off. How can you not even celebrate with me that I'm going before you start talking about you, and how you didn't figure out what you wanted to do with your life yet? What are we talking about here? Because just a second ago, I was excited about going into an event. You know what I'm saying? But that's neither here nor there. That's just going to show you what I'm saying. Obedience is better than sacrifice. In this season, y'all, I can't stress it enough. How if you tired of looking at your life and seeing how I asked God for this so long ago and I don't see it yet, you better do some inventory. You better do some inventory of the people that you have in your life. You got to do some inventory, because the sacrifice ain't going to be worth it when you keep them around. When you keep people around you that is really trying to basically destiny swap you, you're going to be so sorry in the end. You looking at this person and you can see they picking up your traits. They copying how you talk. They copying business moves that you doing. They running off and doing things y'all. I love God so much. When I'm looking back at it, gang, all of the times that I tried to help this person and they tried to destiny swap me, but whole time what God was allowing me to do was direct them somewhere to where now when he take me where he going, they be all right. But you showed me your colors, you feel me? But anyway, I was finna say, I showed this person a church, and true enough, God could have been telling me to show this person a church because he wanted them to go to the church so the person can, because the person ain't gonna really be in my life like that. So I showed them where the church is at, thinking that we're going to go visit the church together. I'm just like, hey, like, this look like a nice church, blase, woo, woo, woo. The very next Sunday, the person on the phone with me, and they like, hey, I just wanted to pull up and chop it up with head to church. Not get dressed to come to church with me. You know what I'm saying? It's just so much weird stuff. It's like, y'all is smoking. I wonder how come y'all can see stuff that I can't see. Because it'll go. So basically, like when you go out the room, you come back in the room or whatever the case. Like, I don't know how it shows up on here to show 4, 9, 10, 17. And when you go off, you'll be able to see everybody who actually saw the live. But anyways, the person gets dressed and goes to the church that I showed them without me. So I'm like, okay, cool. But y'all failing to realize all the stuff I'm saying. It's like, I tried to introduce the person to business. They said they wasn't into entrepreneurship. I was trying to change them. Blase, woo, woo, woo. When I separate myself from them and leave them alone, they steady watching me, steady keeping tabs on me. Then all of a sudden, they have an online store. Okay, cool. I'm an inspiring person. God put me here. Well, buy it then, baby. I'm waiting. So God places me on platforms and in people's lives to inspire them. So sometimes I'm not too much thinking about stuff like that because I want to see people do. And my only intention of introducing people to stuff is to see them do good. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't like our people as a culture living in poverty, working check to check, using all your muscles and your energy just to make a couple dollars when you can make money in other ways. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna check y'all comments in a minute, but sometimes when I read y'all comments, it throw me off. Just give me a minute. And then so once I saw like, okay, I introduced you to entrepreneurship. You claim you didn't really want to do that. Now you're doing it. Now, I show you other things. You run off and try to do it. Then I take you to an event. You start talking to me about how you could have did this and that if you was by yourself. Nigga, you can't even get in the room without me. This is all a favor. And another thing about it is people will have access to your favor if you keep them in your life. It's your favor. God is doing things in your life right now, not everybody's. So y'all better wake up for real. For you wake up and you see the person who you know is destiny swapping you up, and they leave you, and you sitting there like, dang, I helped them get this. Yeah, God told you not to. God told you to move around. And you just sat there because you was too afraid that you wasn't gonna meet nobody else, or you was too afraid to let them go, or too afraid to be alone. Whatever the case is, desperation, I don't know what the case is. But I'm telling y'all as a warning, and a lot of times when God give people platforms, it's because he's allowing them to live through things that's going to eventually help y'all. So I'm just thankful that I'm to a point where no matter what I give people, I'm not giving them so much that when I leave their life, I'm upset about it. I'm giving them what I'm willing to give. I'm giving what God asked me to give. You know what I'm saying? Because ultimately, I'm going to be honest with y'all. Somebody who tries to play on your intelligence and somebody who tries to use you only end up fumbling in the end. Why? Because we all are sent here to help each other. Right? And so your network is net worth. The more bridges you build, the more wealthier you become. The more bridges you burn, the less bridges you have to cross over in your time of need. You know what I'm saying? So let people think they're getting over on you. Let people think whatever. Let whoever think whatever. Y'all know that's my motto. Let whoever think whatever. But when you peep certain things, move accordingly. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. Forgiveness don't come with letting people back in your life. You don't have to let somebody back in your life just because you forgive them. Because this could be family we talking about here. This could be family. You like, dang, every time I tell my brother something, this nigga run off with my ideas. Every single time I tell my homegirl something, she run off with my ideas. You know what I'm saying? Like, it could be family. It could be whoever. You could forgive people, but you don't got to let them in so much close proximity to where they watching your moves and they seeing how you moving, and they able to get more and more insight off of you until they all the way get themselves together and they ready to do something foul to you. You know what I'm saying? My Cash App is Heaven's Doors. Send it now. Shoot, don't talk me to death. Send me to brunch this morning. He ain't doing nothing but running his mouth. But anyways. Y'all funny. Talking about Blader. Y'all crazy. Heaven's Doors. Yeah. Heaven's Doors. You'll see Donna the Billionaire, because y'all know I'm Donna the Billionaire. But anyway, if anybody do decide to send me something, send me to brunch today. Thank y'all. Because that's the only thing I'm going to do after I'm done promoting and everything. Because that's why I'm in my car. I've been driving around this morning and promoting and stuff like that. Everyone. Good morning, everyone. Um, Thank you. Man, I ain't gonna lie. Counterfeits look a lot like the real thing. Counterfeits look a lot like the real thing. Y'all, be careful. Be careful. Because one thing you can't get back is time. And like, I've watched so. Thank you. I've watched so many people just lose because of who's around them. It's so intentional right now to just like not play no games with the people, because this is why the people that's in your life right now, and I'm feeling this real heavy on the spiritual tip. The people that's in your life right now are either going to bring you up or they're going to delay. They're going to pull you up because why? They're obedient to God regarding you. God has truly sent them to be your destiny helper. They can see what you're doing, and they support it wholeheartedly, genuinely, because they are a true supporter. You have people out here who become true supporters because we relate a lot. Because my transparency relates to your transparency, and you like, dang, I feel like I know her. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be people who come into your life who come support you right now, and you're gonna be able to tell for real, because they not coming with no ulterior motives. They not coming where you know how you can feel somebody looking at you at the corner of your eye. They ain't staring at you with this devilish look, and then when you look at them, they turn around and start smiling. Like, it's so many demonic things that's happening right now, and it's like these spirits is just jumping in people. Half these people they act like they don't even know that they demonic. It's sick. It is sick. Like, these people act like they don't even know that they demonic. So I take it, hey, unwillingly being used. But either or, don't be no fool. Don't let the enemy don't let the enemy hide. It's some people. Where my mods at? Y'all tripping, cuz. Where my mods at? Y'all is tripping, cuz. Y'all saying all type of stuff. These people on here talking about what's not a godly word. If y'all knew me, y'all would think I wasn't godly because of how I eat you alive with my words. But I ain't gonna do it because I'm trying to be more godly. Say hi, Jackie. But nah, I'm the type of person who can't be controlled by religious spirits and nothing like that. It's gonna take for God Himself to help me with my speech, which I've been working on. Because God said, don't let ungodly talk come from your mouth, and to let your words be to uplift, encourage, and to edify, stuff like that. So I'm working on that. But sometimes I like to just like burn people to a crisp with my words sometimes. I guess that's the part of me that God's still working on, because sometimes I like to just like burn people biscuit just by letting them know I can do. They don't control me. Because we on here talking about some real life stuff, and y'all talking about y'all trying to pick apart every single thing. Y'all is weird. No, King Grayson, I ain't ignoring you. I'm trying to figure out why my Cash App ain't pink for my brunch yet. What you talking about? But it's so crazy. But I just wanted to go ahead and tell y'all, obedience is better than sacrifice. And a lot of times we talk about it in a lot of different ways, like, be obedient to God, don't sin, and blah blah woo woo. Okay, cool. But let's talk about being obedient when God tell y'all to get up out of there, out of there, out of there. Like, sometimes you stay in a place too long, and you allow yourself to be damaged good. You sitting there and you just thinking, oh, it's gonna get better, they gonna change, they didn't mean it, they were joking. It's a lot of crazy stuff we tell ourselves that that's just so far from the truth. A person can be slick dissing you for real. You're talking about they just joking because they said it and they laughing. Bro, they wasn't joking. They meant it. They low-key slick speaking word curses over you, sitting around eating with you, laughing, talking about they joking. I was saying it in a joking, playful manner. I bet you were. I bet you were. Because you wanted it to go over my head. You wanted me to not catch that. So that I continue eating with you and allowing you to speak word curses over me. My God, my God. I'm telling y'all, it's going to be the people in your life right now. The people in your life are either going to lift you up or they're going to bring you down. So, God telling you who somebody is. He's showing you who somebody. Matter of fact, not only is God telling you and showing you, the person is telling you and showing you. The person is showing you they're inconsistent. The person is showing you that they double-minded. Person showing you they got two totally personalities. Person is showing you that they have a mask on. They smile, they act happy, they act kind, but truly they being tormented by their thoughts. They miserable, they unhappy, they don't understand why nothing working for them. And the only time they feel a little bit alive is when you come around, when they in your presence. Spiritual discernment is real, but my thing is this: at what point do you start to really walk in that, trust that, so that you can finally, if you trusted your discernment, you will be more aligned with people that are like you or that align with your beliefs and your morals, because you're like, well, that person came into my life and the way they talk, the way they operate, the way that they treat people, their heart ain't good. So now I'm going to pass on that. That helps you to now filter out who's not for you and for you to only accept and abide with those who have the same heart as you. But when you like, dang, that didn't really align, but he all right looking, so I'ma chill. Oh, she give Jezebel, but she fine, so I'ma chill. Like, at what point do we start being like, yeah, that don't align? God said that whatever does not align with his word spoke over my life, I got to get rid of that. There's also a lot of codependency going on. The economy is looking real crazy. So now we got people in relationships and staying with people that they shouldn't, all because of fear of their lifestyle changing. And I rebuke, I renounce, I cancel, I come out of agreement with that right now in the mighty name of Jesus, because God is our provider. You don't have to stay with nobody you're not happy with. Your lifestyle might change temporarily if this is something, if it's a situation where y'all got a house together, or they might be the provider, whatever the case is. I ain't saying be stupid. I'm saying move accordingly, however your life set up. But don't be so blind, because one thing I can tell you, as somebody who's been through it, when you're in a situation that you know you're sacrificing in, you know for a fact that this person is destroying your creativity because you depressed, you can't think, you mentally distraught, you lashing out, you doing all type of stuff. If you know this and you decide to stay, it's going to be not much longer after you realize that you're not supposed to be there. You're going to have mind fog. You ain't finna be able to write no more. You ain't finna be able to create no more. You can't even see the next steps in your business because your mind is so cloudy by what's going on, because you're so depressed, because the person in your life is sucking so much of your energy that you're not even yourself no more. It's going to slowly start fading away. You're going to slowly start to not even be able to recognize yourself. Every day you wake up, you're thinking about this person instead of thinking about God. You're thinking about this person instead of thinking about what next moves you need to take in your business. You're thinking about the argument y'all had instead of praising. You're thinking about how you got to protect your destiny and protect your environment from this person because you know they only coming to steal and jock from you, instead of going out and meeting new people and having an open heart portal to for God to send the person that's really for you. You have no idea how dangerous it is to make this type of sacrifice. You're basically giving them your destiny. They don't have to try to swap it no more. You're giving it to them. You're just like, hey, nah, I'm good. I'm gonna just stay here because I'm comfortable. I can't write music no more because my mind foggy because all we do is argue. I ain't writing my book either because I just don't have the focus because this person is draining me all day. They calling me all day. They know they don't mean me no good, but they just want to sit on the phone with me and go back and forth with me and argue with me and disagree with me. Like, it's so much crazy demonic stuff that's going on right now. And I can tell you this, as a man, whenever the devil want to destroy your destiny, he's going to send you a woman. Women, whenever the enemy wants to destroy your destiny, he will send you a man. How do you know that they're coming to destroy your destiny? Because they're not coming to push you forward closer to your destiny, nor closer to God. That's how you know. Not being able to write, not being able to really think straight, not being able to have no peace. That's a form of them destroying your destiny. That's a form of them not being sent by God. Because God will never send you somebody who will not allow you to reach your highest potential with the gifts that he gave you. What did he do? He took from the person who did not use the gifts that they had. So why would he send you somebody that will stunt your growth from using the gifts that he wants you to use? Make this make sense. God is not of confusion. Why would God send you somebody where you ain't got no peace? Let's make this make sense. Obedience is better than sacrifice. Why? Because your destiny is on the line. That's what we're talking about today. Destiny is on the line. And it's somebody that the enemy sent you that is trying to distract, delay, or destroy your destiny. The signs are all there. It's okay to hurt for a minute. If you know it's going to hurt for you to let somebody go, okay, it's going to hurt even worse when you let them stay in your life. They destroy you. Then they leave you. So it's best to make whatever move you're going to make. Would you agree that sometimes obedience is better than sacrifice? Every prophet and messenger of the Bible can testify to that. Wow. Frank, I ain't hanging with nobody no more. And it wasn't even a hang with. If I can be completely honest, it was somebody who called themselves trying to pursue me. Somebody who I thought actually, was good for me. But one thing about the enemy, he will make a counterfeit will look like the real thing. Until you start digging and you find out the truth. Just like, for instance, the enemy will send you somebody who will look like they got money, they supportive of you, they always there when you need them, until you really need them and they disappear. Until you find out that they really don't have money, they only have good credit, and they're using the credit to hold up a rented ass, God forgive me, but I'm gonna be honest, a rented life to lure you in, to deceive you. It's going to look like support. You find out that it's envy. It's going to look like support until you find out that they only close because they want your resources and your influence. The enemy crafty, y'all. Real crafty. Real crafty. What do you do if your friend gets mad at you because you moved on? Let him see you shining, baby. That's the only thing you could do. It says, what do you do if your friend gets mad at you because you moved on because you don't want to be their friend anymore because they did you wrong? Hey, the best revenge is leveling up. I ain't never been the type to use my body as no revenge on nobody. Like, and I'm just speaking in the sense of partners because I really don't have no friends. The only friends I have, they ain't never done me wrong. I've had the same friends since elementary, middle school. So, I got two best friends, and that's about it. Yeah, I got two best friends. One of them been my best friend since fifth grade. The other one been my best friend since ninth grade. Never needed no more friends. They are enough for me. They are beautiful women. They are amazing. They are honest. They are support. Oh, that's a lie. I got one more friend. I met her when I was. See, I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't mean to forget about her, but I met her as an adult. Other than her, I've never really met no friends as an adult. I met all my friends as children. But I do have one friend. Her name is Tierra. So I met her as an adult. I think I may have been maybe 23 years old when I met her. I'm 33 now. Well, I'll be 33 next month. So about 10 years I've known her. And she's a beautiful person. Um, so anybody who did you wrong, I wouldn't say that that's your friend. So you shouldn't even worry about how they feel about you skipping out on them. Um, nah, for real. It says I think we need to change our culture because uh, if drug dealers can take care of each other, and I kind of get what you're saying, but I made just to touch base on dealers. I feel like I made a post about drug dealers a couple days ago, and my post was about we wonder why drug dealers had so much influence in our communities when they were honestly, for so long, they have been the only, um, they have been like the only vision of financial freedom that people saw before. Like in the hood, you wonder why the drug dealers have so much influence on the young boys and stuff because these are the people who you see riding rims. They got all the clothes, all the jewelry, they got all the money. They ain't having to go and work and slave and barely get by. That be the uncle who you can go to when when your bills need to be paid and he ain't stressed out because his money coming fast. You know what I'm saying? So it's like now we have so much resources that we don't have to resort to illegal activity to make money no more. We can make money fast legally nowadays. So I would just encourage anybody nowadays to tap into your creative bag because just like Myron Golden said, God is not only is he the creator, but he is creative and we are made in his image. And so if you think about it, your talents make you the most money, right? That degree ain't what's making you the most money. But if you were to tap into your writing, your singing, your acting, your imagination, which is a lot of people use their imagination to remodel houses or to trade or to invent. If you tap into your creative self, you will find that you make more money than you would working a job. So with that being said, yeah, drug dealers had a lot of influence on the culture. But now we have the resources to do things that we weren't able to do back then. So get to it. Um, the reason I said that is because I have friends that did me wrong when I broke up. Oh, girl, them ain't your friends, girl. None of your friends gonna talk to none of your guys who you talk to. Enjoy church today, Jacqueline. You saying you're going to church? Enjoy. Thoughts on the allegations made towards. I do not speak politics. Only thing I think about Trump is that he's an entrepreneur. That's what I think. He's a businessman. I think a lot of people get it mixed up and they have these expectations of him that are not realistic. What's realistic is that he's an amazing businessman and he will make business decisions for the country. That's what you can count on. Now, when it comes to whether he for the poverty or not, I'm not speaking for that. But what I can speak is he makes business decisions. I'm a tax preparer. I own a tax business. I've been in the financial industry for 8 years. I've been a business consultant for every bit of maybe 6 years. He makes business moves. That's what he makes. You know what I'm saying? He makes business that evolves around the country making more money, eliminating debt. Um, he definitely deals with a lot of alliances. He's the only president that I've seen in a long time that even when all hell breaking loose, he can negotiate and create alliances and business deals that create peace. You know what I'm saying? Like when Biden was in office, it was wars all over the place. I mean, like even before him, even with Obama, it's been a lot of like war stuff going on, and a lot of not being able to get on. You don't have to be on good terms with people, but you have to be on a terms where everything can just be cool. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like that's something that he brings to us. He brings, you know, just like he has a way of business. Like I said, I don't know if it's with other countries when he doing these alliances and trying to keep peace. He making business deals. Whatever the case is, I can say about him, business is what people should hold him to the standard on. If you're not an entrepreneur, if you don't get up and get out and make no money, if you don't know nothing about business, you wouldn't understand what he's doing. I'm not saying he's right for what he do. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is to understand him, you have to be a business-minded person. If you're not an investor, if you're not a business person, if you're not in finances, you might not understand nothing that he doing. You know what I'm saying? But good morning, Dakota. Hi, Kaden. Well said. Drug dealers was the first entrepreneurs you saw that was getting some paper. Now that's right. That's I mean, like to be honest, they was the first. They was the first image. They was the first image of financial freedom that was seen. You got to think about it. Look all the way back. Big Meech bought a whole. He paid for a whole plane for everybody in his entourage to ride on. That probably was the first time they ever seen a black man do something like that. They didn't have to get up and go to work or put on no fake facade for somebody to hire them and tell them how much they worth today, and can they go to lunch or can they go to their kids' football game, or no, you can't go because you gotta work. Can't go to your grandma's funeral either because you gotta work. It's like they were the first people who showed us that it was a way to live happily and free. Let's just be clear. But I took all of that and I put it into legitimate business. And the reason why is because my whole family is like drug lords. My grandmother, God rest her soul, she ended up getting out of jail maybe 5 years ago, 6 years ago. But my grandmother did 10 years in prison because somebody took a picture of her counting $1 million in cash. She had counting $1 million on her hand. She had all the money in front of her feet, and the picture is still out here to this day. But my grandmother ended up doing 10 years. She was like a queen pin, and she did her business with her baby dad and her husband. It was her baby dad, which is my granddad, and her husband, who she ended up getting with. They all had, they had a drug ring. And my entire family was based off of illegal activity. You know what I'm saying? And so, thank God I broke that generational curse. Thank you, Jesus. Because I said that I was going to be the first person to create wealth legally. And the enemy tried to fight me on that a long, long time. A long, long time. You know what I'm saying? But I'm thankful that I broke that curse, because my hands don't have to touch nothing illegal. Everything with me is all business, investments, finance. That's how I make my money, you know? But yeah. And that's another reason why what we talking about is so important, because obedience is better than sacrifice. If I had not been obedient to God and did what I had to do to become the first generation um curse breaker in my family, ain't no telling where I would have been. Ain't no telling where I would be right now. So, um, thank y'all for all the encouraging words. But yeah, I just feel like we in a space right now where God is doing such great things, but the determining factor of whether you're going to see the victory and see God's glory and see everything you're asking for in front of your face, I honestly truly believe that it's going to be based on your environment and your boundaries. They say, "Oh, I don't these kind of people. I don't go these places or this and this and that." You go back on your word. Your word ain't solid. You say, "Oh, I don't want to hang around nobody who ain't doing nothing." Yet you hanging around everybody who ain't doing nothing. And you wondering why your business ain't coming off the ground is because you don't have people that's feeding you. You don't have people that's feeding you business. When you surround yourself with people that's doing what you want to do or who's already done what you want to do, you now have them speaking back into you and pouring back knowledge, wisdom, inspiration, insight. You know what I'm saying? But if you're around people who are opposed to what you're doing, "Oh man, entrepreneurship too hard. Oh no, I gotta go to work because I gotta know for sure what I'm making. I need my bag to be secure." It's the dumbest shit I ever heard in my life. That's dumb. How your bag secure when somebody can come in today and say your job is no longer needed? Goodbye. How your job secure? A lot of people gonna leave because I curse. I don't care. Y'all better learn how to eat the meat and spit out the bones. Listen to what God's saying. Start worrying about my delivery. The power of God through you breaking generational bondage. The wealth of the wicked is stored up. Woo! Jesus. Jesus. That was a good word. Thank you. You already know. You're... Yep, 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 yep. I love y'all. We done had a good day this morning. We had church. They sit up here trying to get dressed and go to church and look stupid and act. And they got a fake. They got a fake. Really got to just feel like they belong around other people. We had church right here. We had church right here because there's somebody on here that got that word that God needed them to have. We even talk about let me borrow $1, cuz. Dang, cuz. Let me borrow $1, cuz. You irritating. I needed that laugh, though. Let me borrow $1, cuz. I've been waiting on my Cash App for hours now. I love y'all more. Derek, you already know I'm going to keep on keeping on. But no, this is so important, y'all. This is so important. And another thing I wanted to tell y'all, be careful what type of investments y'all make in people before y'all get married. Be careful. Y'all supposed to play all these roles in people's life. True enough, the man is the person who does the proposal. He's the one who calls it when he gonna get married or not. So this is not so much speaking to the men, because if you wanted to marry a woman, you would do it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm also speaking to men too, because I also do feel like men do what I've done. And I'm more so speaking about knowledge, wisdom, resources, open doors, relationships. Like, be very careful what y'all do for people before y'all get married, because you could be pouring into somebody who is not your life partner. Thank you. Thank you. William, you could have sent that $2 to my Cash App, baby. I wouldn't have cared not one bit. $1, $2, I wouldn't have cared. I told y'all I'm trying to go get me a mimosa this morning. This is brunch day. So what I was gonna say. Okay, so look, now when it comes to sharing networks, which is people that you do business with, that you're creating wealth with, when it comes to sharing certain wisdom, certain business ideas, certain financial ideas, certain steps you're taking in your life, you got to be careful with sharing that type of stuff with people, because you could be building up this other person to go run off with all of your tools with somebody else. So be very careful what type of investments you're making with people that you're not married to. Me personally, I'm not the type of person that really too much care about money that I spend on other people. Only because that's nothing. But wisdom, lifelong lessons, network stuff that can help you long term in your life, be the better I share that with. Be building it up with somebody else. Nah, I don't do all that. I keep a lot of stuff to myself. A person would think that they got some of my most valuable tools, but that just goes to show how valuable I am, because I only give out the bare minimum tools. I give the stuff that I would give for free to a stranger. I don't mind giving. I'll show you how to build a business. I'll talk to you about spiritual growth. You know what I'm saying? I might even post an event and invite you to it, whatever the case. But the gold that's stored inside, and I'm not giving that up. I'm not giving that up until I'm actually married, because these are plans and this is foundation that I have to build with my person that God has for me to build the kingdom with. I can't be giving all my tools to no serpent, giving all my tools to a Judas. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, y'all just be careful. Be careful. Be very, very careful. Like, say for instance, if you go and you buy a female, just hear me out on this. If you go and you buy a female a $4,000 Chanel bag, I can guarantee you that Chanel bag ain't worth nothing compared to what you would lose if you walk that same female into a room with your wealthy friends and she a Judas, because she gonna mark you out behind one of them niggas that you introduce her to. But you buying her a bag, that's nothing. She can wear that, and when it wear out, that's over with. She ain't get you for nothing. I'm trying to tell you the truth. But when you pouring into people lifelong things, value, you got to be careful who you do that with. Somebody can have your whole playbook. just to go the person that they really want to be with, just to go be with that person. You done showed them how, if you had this how many millions, where you finna put the money at, you finna get this type of account, you finna put the money in this vault, you finna start this over here, you finna invest this right here, you invest in this company, you finna do that. Like, how all your financial setup, you doing this because y'all having a good time. This is my boyfriend. Thank you. This is my boyfriend. This nigga temporary as heck. Don't know how long he finna be around. But because this is my boyfriend, I'm finna show him my whole playbook. Nah. Not at all. We not doing that. Every time we get into an argument, you sleeping with somebody else. Every time we get in an argument, we breaking up. We broke up for 3 months. Now you coming back to get some more information. Hell no. Don't invest in temporary people. Until you really got your person, keep all that help stuff to a minimum. These big old facts. Because Judas is real. Serpents is real. I'm telling you. Just like Myron Golden